Hello everyone, Lee here and welcome back to the channel and getting right into it with this one. I literally just got out of my car here and we have the Coastguard helicopter coming in. Now, this is a weird one because I'm not actually sure. I can't remember if I've ever actually seen the Coastguard helicopter coming in to land in any of my videos. I know I've seen it take off plenty of times, but I think this might be the first one where I actually see it coming into land, and it was pretty cool because they actually brought it pretty close to the mound before they landed, so it was actually got quite a closer view of it than you normally would. So that was actually pretty cool. Now again, for this one today, I literally just came to the airport for a couple of hours just to see what I could see, and that's probably what I'm gonna do. That's probably what I'm gonna do a lot of the time going forward, rather than waiting specifically for just like the really big cool stuff to come in. Just go down for a couple of hours here and there whenever I've got the time, maybe a couple of times a week, and just see what's happening. Because I was actually explaining this to someone because there was on this day there was a guy and his son down there, and they were from down south, and it was the first time they'd been to Prestwick, and I was actually just explaining to them how it's sometimes quite weird that Prestwick's one of those airports where you can wait there for hours and absolutely nothing's happening, and then everything happens in the space of like 10 to 15 minutes. So there's a wee bit later on in the video where there's one thing coming in after the other, basically. And this was a Ryanair as well. This came in just after the Coast Guard helicopter. So yeah, but yeah, it's one of those things where everything just started happening all at once. So yeah, pretty cool. So this was arguably the most interesting catch of the day. We got a US Air Force C-17 come in. It wasn't scheduled or anything, it wasn't in flight radar, but we noticed it, and it was actually, judging by the way it looked in flight radar, it actually descended pretty steeply. So obviously the big cargo planes can do that, the big military cargo planes. Um, One of the tactics they'll sometimes use is to descend very steeply to avoid like anti-aircraft and that, so it might have been some sort of like practice for that. And then as you'll just see here, they don't actually go for a full stop landing, they do a couple of go arounds essentially, which I'm assuming was a kind of practice thing. Usually I always tend to assume that unless the conditions are really bad, um, if these big military planes are missing the runway, it's usually because they intend to. Um, so yeah, pretty cool stuff. I have to admit, in some ways, go-arounds can be like more exciting for me than like full landings because I don't have a great zoom in my phone. I was using my phone for this one. It means that when they do those go-arounds, you can actually get a really good, nice, close view of the thing in the air. So I actually quite enjoy the go-arounds, and just a shot here as well of it. Obviously, it actually done quite a tight circuit for the first one, and as you can see, it'll basically just whip back round to try and land again, or at least practice doing that. You know, really cool. And then next up we have a Cargolux 747, and it kind of just got me thinking that there can't be that many 747s about nowadays. I'm not sure if anyone's still flying them passengers. I might need to look that up actually, but you know, there's probably still quite a few flying cargo, I guess, but you'd have to imagine there's not an awful lot of them flying nowadays, which is quite sad, you know. Who knows? Maybe there is. I'll need to look it up, but really cool nonetheless. And then this is the C-17 finally coming in for a full stop landing after two, what I'm assuming to be practice go-arounds. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool thing to always see. There is a lot of military traffic in these days in Prestwick, so you know the C-17s are not an uncommon sight, but it's still pretty cool to see one come in. You know, it's still quite a spectacle, even though it's getting a wee bit more common nowadays. And then for the final catch of the day, it was another Air China cargo A330. This time coming in. So yeah, seen one going out the previous day, and then seeing one come in. So yeah, really quite cool. So that concludes another day at the Mound, and I'll leave you guys with a shot of the C-17 parking up. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and if you'd like to see more, then please do subscribe. Bye all.